Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Judas, so I'm black. I don't gotta buy J's cause I'm black. I don't play 2K just cause I'm black. Fought my whole life cause I'm black, but I left his eye blue and black. Ain't got a trap cause I'm black. Ain't got not one face tat. But I'm still getting profile, cause I fit these crackers profile. Scruffy beard with the dark skin, baggy sweats with the butter Timbs. So they know they can't butter him, so they rather jail sound Muslim. If you touching him, and just comfort him, cause I'm a law keeper, a peace bringer, no tranquility, a peace bringer. Deuce in the street sweeper, covers flip, I be spicy shit. But gunned out with die in the icy wrist, that showed in my chest ain't for blocking shit. Touch me, I'm all on you blocking shit, cause I'm black, you think I gotta cock the fifth? Well, that's a stereotype, that's accurate, cause crackers laying niggas in these cold streets and then telling my brother he got a beef with me. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black, ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Judas, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Judas, so I'm black. So I'm black.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
Purchase your tracks today.
Know the people been waiting for a minute for something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it, made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image, I.S.U.P.K whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage? 2 words for soft niggas. What is it? Good riddance, don't affiliate with feminist symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. Bro, what I wish for's when the earth inherited by the piss poor. We've been a war, there never been 50-50. I should now awake and sleep a cell. Let the righteous cry, silence the pretender. A rebel without a cause, as long as I remember. Not taking the kingdom, the only thing on my agenda. Can't avoid me, nigga. Middle finger to the ones that try to destroy me. Revenge of beauty, I'm a beast. I told the bitch she can't eat, let she join me for dinner. My God ain't got no regard for a sinner. One call fall on them like timber. I know you feel me, nigga. In the eyes of terror, I stand still. Go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. Plus everything I drop, heavy as an anvil. Show you how to stand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fuck equality, it gotta be one man win and the rest lose. Wave devastator, I'm calculating my next move. I.S.U.P.K with real niggas seek refuge. Body shot for bars, that'll get you bruised. My niggas whole ranker, check your little attitude. I came to fuck up your mood on your little holiday like I'm Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the fall. Visions in my eyes, gripping the mic, screaming God bless the underdog down by the letter. And live by that protocol, walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't no hope in the struggles. Life like double war, resist or get pulled into a world that never left you. I will endure, election will be sure, correction will be swift. No Will Smith, but I am legend. What else would you call the killer of deception? A leader got soldiers on post in every direction. On gold like a German shepherd, young and a restless, swear honor like a diamond necklace. I know you feel me, nigga.
Purchase your tracks today.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
West to they bury me. I'm I'm one west till they bury me. They bury me. Be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Keep my all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since a teeny bopper. But now I'm doing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, down the D, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Everybody clap it up. Class. I.S.U.P.K from Indianapolis. All right. Make sure you pay your tithes, support the men that's fighting this truth for you. Right. Separate you from the ones that are oppressing you and have their foot on your neck. And share the content. They can hold a candle to the Constitution that's here in the Bible. And what we're going to do in today's law class, this is Wednesday, this is the law class, we're going to prove it. And if anyone has a law or a constitution that they believe that can actually rival this, we would love to hear your comments. Let's start with Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 15. If a man have two wives.
Wait. What did it say again?
If a man have two wives.
And this is in the law, which a lot of people, which fake Israelite groups seem to boast themselves in, right? But there's a law if a man have two wives. Now, see, this is good. But matter of fact, let me show you what if a man has two wives. Even like what was it, like Rome and all of that, right? Because they wanted to come up with the law that you could only have one wife. So if he have a wife, one wife, and he say he have another woman, right? And he bears no children with the woman that's his wife or whatever, right? All right, now he does bear, children with the other one. And say he loves that one. He loves his first wife. But he bore children with the second wife first, whom he doesn't love so much, right? Go ahead.
If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated.
And see, when we talk about hated in this context right here, it's not talking about he had nothing but contempt for her, wanted to kill her, or anything like that. That's not what it's talking about. When it talks about hating in this context, it simply means to love less. That's just with everything. You got a person that has 10 children. He doesn't love them all the same. Even some of your most righteous men in the Bible did not love all of their children the same. And Isaac's like, yeah, think about it, because that's how dudes be today. You know, look at my boy right there. Look at him, you know. Jacob was a plain man. He sat back chilling in a tent and cooking. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Most High chose Jacob because he saw something in Jacob that he certainly did not see in Esau. It wasn't George, it wasn't his skin color or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, Esau looked different, you know what I'm saying, than Jacob. He was, as a matter of fact, Esau was significant, you know, among all people up on the face of the planet. And people, you know what I'm saying, even righteous men fall into carnality. You know what I'm saying, at times. It's just true. It just is what it is. Just like our forefather Isaac did. You know, Esau come out, he all hairy and, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, he got the bow and he's like, man, this dude is something. This guy's something. He reminds me of Nimrod. This guy's something, you know what I'm saying? Because Nimrod had a great, great name up on the earth where people thought that Nimrod was a man of God. Right. You know, and that's the way that the world thought. So seeing Esau, who bears those same characteristics, what will the world start to think about him? And what does the world think about him today? I said, being the fact that Esau had those same characteristics, very similar characteristics to Nimrod, you know, and people at that time will start to think the same thing about him, just as people do today, right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's the arch rival of the righteous men inside Israel. You know, he's what we got to try and pull everybody else away from. Okay, go ahead.
And they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated.
Both the beloved and the hated. Right?
Can you call out that scripture for the sisters?
Come. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15.
Go ahead, Warrior.
And if they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated.
Both the beloved and the hated born him children. Go ahead.
And if the firstborn son be hers that was hated.
Right. The firstborn son be hers that was hated. The one that means the one that he knows anybody. Somebody he really didn't care for that much. It doesn't matter. That's still his eldest son. And he could have loved, you know, the mother of the other children. That don't matter. This is what God said. What do people do today? What people will do today, they can have 3 women and they'll sit there and take, you know, the son, the younger son, and a lot of times it's the youngest son. Yeah. And then put everything up on and give it all to him. Or a daughter. They even do that too. Or a cat. Have you heard of that before? You ain't never heard of that?
He said
or a cat. I done heard of people doing that with their cat, with their pets. Giving their pet everything that they have.
Right.
You heard of that before, Bob? Right. Now you see how twisted and contorted that is right there? They giving it all to their cat.
So like if I could, like give me more of a backstory. I feel like I feel like I know where you're going with this.
All right. Because people deviate from the law that's given, because everything is supposed to belong to the firstborn son. The whole inheritance is supposed to be his. Because see, with the firstborn son is likened to the father, and he's a father figure over the other children.
Right, I understand.
So therefore, he is supposed to be distributor of everything, because he's not going to starve his brothers and sisters out. Right? What he's going to do, he's going to distribute, you know what I'm saying, because he thinks like the father, because the father taught him. And he's the eldest, you know, once the father is gone, he's the father figure in their life. So what he would do, he'd pick up the ball from where his father left off. And he distributes the goods and everything. And you see this in, like, say for instance, in powerful families and everything. You know, you watch like Game of Thrones, stuff like that. They have some shell of this themselves. You know, he'll be the inheritor. You know, he'll be king.
Right.
But what does he do? He take his brothers and all of that and put them into high positions inside the kingdom.
Right.
You know, and he take his sisters, make sure his sisters is cared for, and then he marries his sisters off to men strategically that are a benefit unto that kingdom. King Solomon did the same thing. King Solomon had daughters, you know, outside of Rehoboam. Rehoboam is the only known son according to the Bible.
Right, that's right.
And he had a high position inside the kingdom. He was found worthy of that high position. He gave him that daughter. And then he gave another daughter to son.
So Salaki, just going off what you had mentioned about the whole cat inheritance.
Right.
I just looked something up real quick. So in an article by CNBC published on February 21st, 2019 by Chloe Taylor, just two of the excerpts I want to read real quick, sir. Carl Lagerfeld's cat, Chepue, something like that, is reportedly set to inherit some of the Chanel designer's estimated $195 million fortune.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So when you said like that, yeah, it's like those famous dogs and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They have their own trailer park.
Right.
Everything. Okay.
Right, and then this is Chanel.
So like just how you said it, it sounded broad, but I'm like, give me an example of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I have heard that before.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, but if this happened among white people, this is a trend.
Right. It's a trend.
One thing, they got such evil children. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times they don't want their children to inherit nothing.
Oh yeah.
Because the children, they know that they're waiting on them to die, and they'll be the ones responsible for their death. Remember them Menendez brothers? Remember those dudes from Scandals? Yeah. Right. They did the same damn thing. Had their parents murdered.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, so that they could get the inheritance. Everything. It backfired on them because they got found out about that.
That's right.
But
it's a lot too. I heard that they try to play the game. You know how some people when they you know how some people like to play insane,
right?
And they kill certain people,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I was just looking at that the other day. It was something about I was looking at this TikTok where this girl had pretty much claimed the reason why she killed her mother. She stabbed her like 150 times. And the reason why she did it is because she was being touched by the father and everything like that. There was no proof of any of that. Right. And instead of pleading guilty, she pled insane. Man, what's her name? I'm gonna find it and I'll show you what her name is.
You know what?
And that's when the Mendez brothers came up and I said, I remember this story.
Right.
Yeah, them motherfuckers crazy.
Yeah, and that temporary insanity, that is something that white people can use.
Oh yeah.
Black people have tried to use that before, and they ended up getting it. They only made the judge mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Black people have tried that before. It's a separate law for black people and white people, regardless. You know, contrary to popular belief. You know, there's a different law with them and us. They have temporary insanity. Oh, he just needs help. He just needs help. You know what I'm saying? Make that the one of the hated. Her son is supposed to get the inheritance of the firstborn. What this law right here is solid, and it stops the manipulation of mothers that try to usurp and everything, because this law is solid. Because mothers will do that. Because she wants her son to be the heir, so she can sit there and rule things, the father's inheritance through him. You know, this law shuts all that down. That's why the law is perfect for governing. Right. It's perfect. You can't get around this. You know what I'm saying? You can't get around this, right? Go ahead.
Before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn.
Yes. Right. Even though he might not even like the son of the hated. He might not even like it. That happens a lot too. Not everybody like all their kids. I'm just keeping it real. You know, a lot of the times it be because of who the mother is. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got a wife, and he's been with her for such and such a time. He took on another wife, and then he, got with her, but she was the one that ended up pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
the second wife. You know, and he doesn't love her as much as he loved the first wife. But and then so now she doesn't, bore his child, and he's actually looking at the child through the how he views that mother. It happens. It happens a lot. But he has to acknowledge that child as being the firstborn because that's what he is.
Right.
These laws are solid. This is perfect for governing because you can't think about yourself or even your own enterprise or whatever the hell the damn case is. You have to look at your whole nation because if you start operating, start deviating from this law right here that it's talking about, it's going to cause a butterfly effect.
Right.
It's going to start to destroy things. And then everybody looking at the youngest child and everything, which a lot of the time he's a damn stupid. I mean, I'm just keeping it all the way real. Because for one thing, he's the most loved, and how a lot of people are, especially people when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
They were strict on the older children,
Right.
but then the children that come up last, they're not as strict on it. They let them get by with stuff that they would never let the older children get by with.
Very true.
Because they're older now, brain a little more soft, you know. So yeah, they just love that little one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he can do no wrong. And you put the inheritance up on him, that's how you end up with a little evil little dude. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time. Because you didn't put that strict discipline up on that one.
Right.
And a lot of the times, what do? And they can perceive when you have that type of favor upon them, they can perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
And they will certainly capitalize upon it. So now you done raised a little Nimrod or something, you know what I'm saying? A little, a little crazy little dude. And you done put the inheritance upon him, and what it is too, he will be the one to have his brothers killed. He going to power. He'll be the one, just like, matter of fact, a perfect example of that. Remember Gideon?
Yeah.
Remember when one of his sons got power, and what did he do? He killed his 70 brothers. He had all of them killed.
Yeah,
all of them. And he was listening to them Canaanites, taking counsel from them because he had like a Canaanite mother, something like that. So he started cleaving into them, and they used him to get power over Israel. And he ended up taking out all of his Manassite Cuban brothers, all of Gideon's sons, to where he was the only one left. And you know what he did? He wiped his father's seed off of the face of the planet. Right. Gideon has no descendants. There's no Gideonites running around today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See how destructive that thing is right there? That type of stuff is? How destructive it is? That's a pretty sad story. How it ended for Gideon with all the mighty, valiant things that Gideon did and all of that, all the mighty stuff. But at the end of the day, his whole seed was wiped out. Right. If he had daughters, they ain't gonna carry on his name, because they're gonna take on the name of another man. You know what I'm saying? Because the seed line and the name goes through the males, not the females. It goes through the males. You can have all these daughters and do whatever, you know what I'm saying, and send them to whoever to marry or whatever, but they're gonna produce that man's agenda. So that means Gideon's seed line was wiped out, which is a sad story for such a righteous man, though. I'm just keeping it all the way up. But that's a sad story. Go ahead.
Verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he had.
Yeah, what did it say?
by giving him a double portion of all that he had.
Giving him a double portion. Now, when this thing happened with Jacob, he couldn't give the double portion unto Reuben. Can anybody tell me why?
Say the last word one more time.
Okay, when Jacob was time for him to give a double portion to his firstborn son, he couldn't do it. Does anybody know why? Go ahead.
Because Reuben had laid up with Jacob's rib, with his mother.
Right. No, that wasn't his mother. That was because Jacob had 4 wives.
Right.
Actually, Leah was Reuben's mother.
Okay.
But Bilhah was Jacob, so she was the concubine. And Reuben fell in love with her and slept with her, And so he couldn't pass it down to him. You know what I'm saying? There's things that a person can do in life to where the blessing won't go to the firstborn.
Right.
Instead, it went to Joseph. You know what I'm saying?
So cursed Ham for seeing Noah's nakedness.
Right.
I read that, I laughed myself. I was like,
He ran and told his brothers on some more goofy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Told his brothers, and his brothers didn't find it funny.
Right.
They went and covered their father's nakedness, in which they're supposed to do. And then that covering their father's nakedness also, too, that also goes into other things. Because, a person is still supposed to have respect for their father. I don't give a damn if he was a crackhead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or damn, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's your father.
Right.
Because here's the funny thing about it, what you do to your father is what your children are going to do to you.
Right.
Real talk. I don't give a damn how good of a father you think you are. Oh, I'm going to do what my father never did for me. I'm going to show up at all my kids' baseball games.
Right.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy him this. I'm going to buy him this. You're going to end up doing all of that, and you're going to raise a little animal. You're going to raise a little beast. And he's going to have more disrespect for you than you have for your father. When he start calling you old nutting ass nigga, after you done did all this, and your goddamn feelings going to be hurt then. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to think, what did you do with your dad? You know what I'm saying? And then here's the funny thing about it. We talk about, my father wasn't there. Well, a lot of the times your father not being there saved your goddamn life. Because if your mother figured that, dude, if your father loved you and you love him back, your ass can get murdered inside that house. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? You can get murdered inside that house. Look what she did to his car that he loved. So what the hell you think she might do to you? I'm just saying. And a lot of kids, it's messed up because a lot of kids turn against their father as a safety mechanism. Because he thinks in his mind, and I love my father, but I can't express it in front of my mother because of what she will do to me. 9 years old, right?
I believe the Bible does say you reap what you sow, right?
Yes. And then the Bible, right? And then the Bible say, honor thy mother and thy father.
Right.
You can't just uncover your father's nakedness in front of everybody because a lot of the times people do it just by in their speech. Uncover their father's nakedness. And it's not for an edification purpose. I can see a person saying, well, my father, my father was on drugs. My mom, she was on drugs and such and such. I can see a person saying that to make a point, you know what I'm saying? But when they say, oh yeah, that nigga wasn't nothing but an old goddamn dope fiend ass nigga, and now what you're doing now is you're uncovering your father's nakedness. So imagine what your son is going to say about you.
Right.
And this world will hear them because you are what the world hates the most. Because you have the strength, the potential of strength at least, to save your family. The little boy don't at the time. That's why they want to take out the black men. That's why they want you in jail, want you outside the home, because if you're there, you can't teach the children. So now he left to the streets. He's out there, mama, daddy gone, mama on crack, so I gotta do what it takes to feed my little brother, my little sister. Well, next thing you know, he done sold up Detroit with drugs. And he done killed niggas, and niggas want to kill him. So it's only two ways to keep going with the scripture.
Okay.
The CEO board and all of that stuff, your presidents and all that will be made up of who? Can anybody tell me? Who would it be made up of? Do I need to repeat it?
Yes.
Okay. If the firstborn son inherited a business, a big business, right, from his father who passed away, who will be up under him as CEOs and presidents and all of that?
His family?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And they can even bear off into their own, entrepreneurism or whatever you want to call it, if that's even a word. Is that a word, entrepreneurism?
Just might be, but it sounds about right.
They'll go off into that. And that's what makes families strong and powerful and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot. That's how every other nation does it.
Yes.
And it's a trickle down effect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Look at the Samsung family over in Korea.
Right.
Look at the top prominent families up on the earth, regardless of, whether they're Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, whatever the case is.
Right.
They're doing something right with that. The house of Saud, they're all family. The Saudi Arabians, the house of Saud, they're all family. The two super mega rich tycoons that come to here to the United States and go to Las Vegas and sit there and blow $1 million or $2 on one dice roll. You know what I'm saying? They have that much wealth, and they provide opportunities for one another. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. They go to damn Churchill Downs and they blow $100 million. And then go off laughing, drunk, like it ain't nothing. Like that. Or you could blow, we can't even wrap our minds around nothing like that. But because they operate as a family unit, what do we call Saud? They come from the royal stock of Ishmael.
Right.
One of the royal stocks of Ishmael. That's what they did. And today, they hold races up at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. They will stop a race just so one of them can come over, fly in on their private helicopter. You know what I'm saying? And you imagine how much money. Y'all ain't never seen Churchill Downs, have you?
You said what?
Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky.
No.
Churchill Downs is like their own. It's actually a world of horse racing. They have everything there. You go to Churchill Downs, they got anything from restaurants to living quarters. They have living quarters on Churchill Downs. You know what I'm saying? They have places where the workers can live at, right on Churchill Downs. They have, anything that you can damn think of, celebrities, especially like Michael Jordan, he's a fixture there. You know what I'm saying? He go there and he's blowing millions. But, that's, the thing about it, how much money you gotta have. So some funky little Arab dude, hold back all the top dollar races just so he can fly in. Now these ain't the small races. These are the big ones. These are the ones that celebrities and tycoons and Donald Trump or somebody would go to and bet money. They'll hold it up just so that rich Saudi dude can fly in. That's a lot of wealth and a lot of power right there. You know what I'm saying? And we can't even wrap our minds around stuff like that. But when you operate that way, you're establishing some solidarity of your specific stock of people. And that's what the way, that's how you get respect. That's how you get respect upon the earth. That's the reason why the low level Africans can have more respect than what we have.
Right.
That's the reason for it. That's the reason Africans can come over here, they can be living in a dirt hut in their own damn place, but being the fact that they all only mess with each other and they practice racism, they have respect. Same way in prison. You don't think the area.
So like you said, why do they respect black people?
Why do they? Now I'm not talking about black people out here in society. I'm talking about the blacks that's in prison. Because see, out here we mess with everybody. You know, blacks and Hispanics and everything. We mingle and mess with everybody. We shaking our behinds trying to get in everybody's party. But in prisons, it's not like that. You're not doing that. Go ahead.
Do they worship them?
What do you mean?
You said they respect them, and while they're in prison, they must worship them while they're in prison.
Oh, are you saying the Aryan nations worship blacks while they? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No. This is it right here. The blacks are together because prisons are divided up by race. You know what I'm saying? They're divided. You gotta stick with your own race.
Right.
I remember a story of a dude that I used to work at the slaughterhouse with. He had got out of prison and was working at the slaughterhouse. Well, he told me when he first got into prison and everything, he didn't know how the dynamics of prison.
Right.
He didn't know. He said that when he very first got there, he said that he ended up in the white section. And he said all he knew was they was all looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Looking at him like, what the hell are you doing here? And he said a brother, somebody whispered in the brother's ear, the brother came and got him, was like, man, you know, you belong over here. And then another scenario where he said he saw this white dude that he knew. And that he knew from out there in the street. And he was trying to speak to the white dude there. He's like, hey, man, you know. He said the white dude wouldn't say nothing to him. Nothing at all. He was just looking, you know what I'm saying, straight. And he said, he was like, what the hell? You know, what the hell's going on here? And then he said it was like 3 devils that come up to him. One was an older devil. And it was 2 big devils, and the older devil was smaller. And the devil, you know what I'm saying, walked up on him and said, you don't talk to him. Come to find out, that was his girl, that was his woman. But, you know what I'm saying, bottom line is, everybody operates with their own race there.
Right.
That's the reason why you have the respect. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you have that type of respect, because they know if they do anything to a black pride and stick them, you know what I'm saying, and end up jabbing them to death.
Right.
And we know the same thing about them. You mess with one of them, you know there's going to be repercussions behind it. It's the beginning of his strength. Right. So this is how we start to operate as a unit. Go ahead.
The right of the firstborn is his.
Okay. Keep going. Verse 16.
It's like that was the end of 17.
Oh, okay. 18.
Verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son.
Oh, said if a man have what?
A stubborn and rebellious son.
A stubborn and rebellious son. Go ahead.
Which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother.
Right.
And that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gates of his place.
Right.
And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this is our son. It's like if this our son is stubborn and rebellious, he will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
Now, here's the thing about it. You know, we can't perform this law now. But what do we do? Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 5. We can't pick up stones and stone anybody or anything like that. Because our whole nation is backed up with sin. You know what I'm saying? So we can't execute that type of thing.
You said 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 5?
Right.
I got you. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 5. To deliver such and one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh.
Can you take it up one?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Verse 4. In the name of our Lord Yahushua, when ye are gathered together in my spirit, with the power of our Lord Yahushua,
Yeah, right.
to deliver such as one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice but to turn them over. You know what I'm saying? He has to get out of your house. And he has to go, you know what I'm saying, pretty much. And it says for the destruction, to Satan for the destruction of the flesh. Now, who is Satan according to the Bible in this context? Satan in Revelations also is spoken of as the police.
God.
Now remember the scripture when you know what I'm saying, the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. You know what I'm saying? And then it says, Satan shall cast you into prison.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Esau.
All right.
Oh.
You know, either whatever the Lord decides, either he might get murked or he might go to prison. There's nothing else you can do about that. Because at that point, you keep on trying to do something about it all the damn time. You keep on, you can get caught up. Or you let the child stay there and everything, and he moving dope out of your house. You know? And he got niggas wanting to murk him. They can't find him. Who they coming for? Now the rest of your family in danger. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of drug dealers don't give a damn. A lot of, or who your son, who that type of dude might end up, who your son might end up murking. And you don't even know. But they know. Next thing you know, them niggas is creeping in your house. Take you out. And get whatever the hell they can inside there. Take you. They don't give a damn. They'll take. I heard of a situation where it was a brother. They had some gang had a serious beef with this brother. I don't remember where it was at, but they had a serious beef with this dude because he had killed somebody. They went back, rolled down on him, killed him. Now the mom was crying about that, and she had just buried her son. Now she's trying to get over what the hell happened, right? You know what these dudes did? Them niggas went, dug him up in the cemetery, took his body and threw it right back on his mama's porch.
Good night.
Right. You know what I'm saying? After the worms and bugs and whatever that got to him. And he was stinking real bad, of course. And threw him right back on his mama's porch as she's trying to get over grieving. Okay, yeah, that's it on that. We go back to what we were about at in Deuteronomy, we got at about 19. Deuteronomy 21 and 19.
Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 19. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out to the elders of his city and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders, of his city. This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. 21. And all the men of this city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear.
Right. We hear this and we like, oh damn. You know, honor thy mother and thy father. And it's funny because we like to get away with half a commandment nowadays. We honor that mother, but not that father. You know what I'm saying? We'll honor that mother and not that father. Well, it's awfully funny because a lot of us don't realize we don't even realize why a lot of brothers' fathers left.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. I mean, hell, promiscuity is taught in America. We don't even think about the time that niggas' mamas smashed other niggas and we knew about it. I'm just saying. He's supposed to come back after that. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's really supposed to do. What type of man he gonna come back as? You know what I'm saying? One thing you got put out by her, she kicked you out, threw all your damn stuff out. Then on top of that, she smashed another nigga. On top of that, you're coming back as what kind of man? Not a whole man, I'll tell you that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what you know, a lot of times, in that case, what a nigga needs to do is muster up the last bit of balls he damn got and get the hell out of there. If you gotta go to a shelter or whatever the hell the goddamn case is, because you know you don't want to live a life like that. That's the life of hell. And a lot of times she'll get bold enough to have a nigga in the house. If you die, I done heard some funky situations. I'm being serious. I done heard some horrible stuff. And some of this stuff happened to even some friends that I knew. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn. When I heard this stuff, I was just so blown away and I couldn't believe, you know what I'm saying? The dude is inside the house with the kids in the living room, you know, just so he could be with the kids and all of that. While his woman is smashing another dude in the same house. And he's playing babysitter inside the same house. Right. You hear this stuff? And you know what? Also, he's paying a large portion of the bills. I got a council call in Indianapolis like that, too. It was crazy. And I don't know what the hell dude was thinking. He thought I was going to be on his side. Man, I blasted that nigga from, good night. He thought, I don't know, somehow he thought I was going to be on his side because he seen me going to and fro and everything, chopped it up, such and such. And he going to have the nerve to call me and say, man, put this nigga up on game type. If you don't get the, no, nigga, I'm going to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I made sure I let his ass have it before I even talked to the other dude. I let the other dude, man, get the hell out of there. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like it. You know, pardon my French. And this guy had his own place. He had his own place. He had a decent job. He just wanted to be over there. And he was helping them pay the bills. I'm like, dude, how much lower can you go and cut them? Yeah. Good night. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. But anyway, I don't mean to, you know, I don't want to get thinking about that. That shit was unheard of. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the 90s, even 80s and all of that. It was unheard of. You know? I'm like, goodness, this stuff you hear nowadays just blows your damn mind. Like, man, this is certainly a grievous part to see and hear. Go ahead, Amon.
That was it for 21.
Okay. Now let's go to, as a matter of fact, we got a couple more, but I'm going to skip through that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and 1.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray.
Yes. You know, go ahead.
And hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
Yes, even if you don't like this dude.
Right.
Even if you don't like him.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? These niggas that you don't care much for, he don't care much for you, but you see his sheep and oxen and everything going astray. Go ahead.
And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or
Yes, he be not nigh unto thee. What does that mean? Go ahead.
like he ain't close to you.
Right, somebody you don't mess with like that. Put it in nigga terms, you know, I don't help with you like I don't help with you like that.
Right.
You know. Go ahead.
And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring him unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it.
Yes, you take that, you know, that oxen or whatever, the sheep or whatever, bring it to your own house. You know, you got your own sheep and oxen, you separate that, it's your brother's stuff. What do? You feed it. You just like what you do with your oxen. You feed them, water them, make sure that they're good and healthy, and when he comes inquiring of them, you got them good and ready for them, and they ain't missing a beat. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And to him again.
He got more sheep and there it is. Imagine what this does for a person that's an enemy. He's an enemy, right? He's somebody you don't like. He don't like you for whatever reason. What this can do, this can start to make him think, damn, man, why the hell was me and that nigga even beefing in the first place?
Right.
So like, I was gonna say that, like, it does, it shows a whole nother level of brotherhood.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Like, damn, this nigga don't even like me, and he did this for me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, you know, I can't hate this dude and everything. And a lot of instances, the two people become close.
Right.
They can mess around and become best damn friends. You know, or anything like that. And just think how you mended the situation between you and your brother by applying the law, because that's the reason why, which is the topic of this class. The law is good, it's perfect for governing.
Right.
You know, the law teaches us how to treat one another. But let's rock on with the scripture for time's sake. We're running low on that.
Verse 3. Keep on.
Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
No concept. Verse 3. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass,
Right.
and so shalt thou do with his raiment,
Right.
and with all lost thing of thy brothers which he hath lost, and thou hast found.
Right.
Shalt thou do likewise, thou mayest not hide thyself.
And you know what? This situation like this ain't just healing for him. It's healing for you too.
Right.
Because say you the one that found his ox and his ass and everything, and you return them back to him, and at the same time, you see this look of gratefulness on a man that was your enemy's face. And now both of y'all thinking the same shit, man. This shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Man, that stuff that we had, all of a sudden that beef that y'all had has melted.
Right.
Just like snow in 80-degree weather.
Right.
Mending the brotherhood together of two men who are formerly enemies. That's a beautiful thing. Both of y'all was in that situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at that time, when y'all feeling that, you know, start to get closer to God. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High seeing the situation between y'all two. And guess who else's heart is touched? Who's the third party whose heart is touched in that? Go ahead.
I was gonna say the Most High.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. That's what he wants. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I may say that, that's setting a damn fine example for the children too.
Yes. Yes.
Future generations.
Right. You know, and in a lot of instances, we'll say that the brother is still, you know, he's still how he is regardless of what you did and this and that. Fine. Well, that blessing goes on you. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
And you know, when the scriptures say, if your enemy hunger, feed him. You know, by doing so, you heap hot coals upon his head.
Con.
Now he has to go crazy behind the good act that you done for him, but you are in the clear.
Right.
You hope and pray for the best for that brother, but you are in the clear in that. Now the Most High looking to bless you, and maybe the coals might get hotter up on his head. Maybe he might come to his senses. Maybe he won't. It's not for us. We sow the seed. You know what I'm saying? Water the seed, but it's the Most High that gives the increase.
That's right.
You know, that's a solid concept right there. We do keep working, sowing, watering. You know what I'm saying? Working, sowing, watering.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, let's keep going.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them.
Right.
Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again.
That's right. A brother, you know what I'm saying? For instance, a car. He's stuck in a ditch. You don't like it, but it's your obligation to ask him if he need help getting that car out of the ditch. And here's the funny thing about it. Even devils, as evil as they are, will do that. You know what I'm saying? So how much more so should we be in way better practice of doing that shit than them?
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially with our own. You know. So go ahead.
That was the end of 4.
Okay. Verse 5.
Verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Yes, no woman should wear a man's clothes. And men, we have to do those. Men have to be on that. We have to observe, just like we observe what our kids is wearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We see a little dude, he run around some fruity little stuff. Whoa, hold on, dude. No, you ain't wearing that. Get whatever the hell that is, you need to throw that in the damn trash. You know what I'm saying? You don't run around with no goddamn capris on there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't running around with damn skinny jeans on. Get that, you know what I'm saying? Get that up out of here. You know, straight up. You know, dress like a damn man.
Right.
Get your pants on and your boots. You know what I'm saying? Real tough. Go ahead.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Right. Neither shall no man put on no woman's garment. A woman should not be running around dressing like a man. Any woman that dresses like a man, there is a spirit that comes along with it.
Right.
Is there one scripture in the pocket where you can tell a person by his gait?
You talking about the book of Ecclesiasticus?
Right.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? You can tell what a person is. You see you see a dude dressed in a police officer's uniform, what do you automatically think about him?
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? What did the Christians try to say? Oh, no, it's not the outward appearance, it's what's in the heart. They say all of that. You know what I'm saying? You got a big nigga running around with a dress on. I mean, now that.
Terry Crews.
I was thinking of big rings and,
Tyler
you know what I'm
Perry.
saying? Yeah, even Wesley Snipes put on a damn dress. He ain't never did that.
Eddie Murphy.
You're right, Eddie Murphy, yeah. You know, think about that. So, don't judge the outward appearance. You got to judge on the heart. What a person wears on his outward appearance is a reflection of what the hell is inside his heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got a person, even he ain't no police officer, but he running around trying to look like one.
Right.
What do you automatically think he wants to be? He wants to be a cop.
So like it definitely reminds you of a story that Kudash always use the analogy, or not analogy, but just a clear example on how you're in danger. You're trying to run to this cop, but then the person turns around and is like, "I'm not a cop. It's just a costume." It's like, what the hell you dress up like a cop?
Right, it's right.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. Dude run around as a paramedic. What do you think about him? You think, okay, somebody fall out and everything. This dude, he can help because he's dressed like a paramedic. You know, that's what This is what that's what you perceive him as being. No, but I'm not a paramedic. God knows my heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a paramedic. You know, you can't go on the outward appearance. Why the hell are you wearing paramedic clothes? You know what I'm saying? You know, go ahead.
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
And what did it say?
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
What does abomination mean? Anybody?
I'm gonna say abomination is like what is it? A sinful, disgusting sin or something like that. It's like
you right on it. Yeah, something that's utterly detestable.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a vile sin, something that's very disgusting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it talks about homosexuality.
Right.
You mentioned the word abomination.
Right.
You know, if you're a sinner, you know, I won't hear your prayers. Your prayers are abomination.
Right.
Yeah.
See, yeah. And, you know, just like because you know, all sins ain't the same. An abomination is a sin that really pisses the Most High off.
Right.
Really. I mean, think about it. Samson. He sinned when he slept with the harlot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Remember, right before he took the gate and took it out and everything, he slept with the harlot. He got right up out the booty and everything. They, took it away. They was hey, he got drained of all his proteins and still took the whole damn gate for the city out. You know what I'm saying? You remember you had all the Philistines that was encamped around him and everything? This nigga just hopped up. Boom! And took the whole damn gates out and all that. You know what I'm saying? It was slaying the Philistines. Now, the Most High never put Samson to death behind sleeping with the harlot. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the Most High really didn't say much about it at all. But he still had to pay for his sin. For that sin, in the end, he had to still pay for it. Right. But homosexuality was something for you to be drugged out and stoned immediately. You know what I'm saying? There was no pass go collect $200. You know what I'm saying? None of that. You got straight out there. You got stoned to death. You slept with another man's wife. You got stoned to death. You know, you slept with a beast. You got slain, and the beast got slain too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a lie.
You know, that's just like anything. You know, your kids, somebody can do something to make you mad, a little mad. But then they can do other things like, no, I mean, it's just like that even in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You can get into it with somebody in the streets. Y'all have words with one another. You ain't like what he said, such and such. But, you're like, all right. But then he can cross the line, like he smack the hell out of you or something like that. You can be ready to blow his damn brains out. You know? So, I mean, there's a different level of things to make someone angry. And the Most High is the same way. You know? You sleep with another man or something like that. You know what I'm saying? At night, yes, that makes the Most High super angry. You know, when he calls something an abomination, that means this is something that pisses him off. You know what I'm saying? Highly. That's beyond a regular sin. You know what I'm saying? You know. Okay, let's go ahead. 22 and what we had.
Just finish
verse 6.
Verse 6.
Right.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 6. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way in any tree or on the ground.
Now, bird's nest. This is talking about a clean bird that a person can eat. Right. Go ahead.
Whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dame sitting upon the young or upon the eggs.
Right. The dame is sitting up on the eggs like a chicken a quail or something like that, you know, setting up on the eggs, right?
Right.
What she's doing, she's warming the eggs, getting ready for the eggs to hatch. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not take the dame with the young.
Yeah, thou shalt not take the dam with the young. Thou shalt not take both of them. Now, what would happen if we kept on doing that? Kept on taking the mother and the eggs together. And slew the mother, then fried her, roasted her up for a good time. Go ahead.
You're gonna kill off like the lifeline. They're gonna start
Yes.
reproducing.
And now we know why animals go extinct. Certain birds and stuff go extinct. Because who does a practice like that?
What said last word?
Who does a practice like that?
Esau?
Yes.
So,
Esau does a practice like he does that. He doesn't give a damn. That's why every damn thing up him goes extinct. You know, there's been animals that went extinct in our lifetime. But people would actually consider them dinosaurs when they was around 200 years ago.
right.
You know what I'm saying? They would look at them somewhere like, you know, some ancient, damn near like a dinosaur. But they were here not that long ago. But they're gone now. Hell, that's why they have to save the whales and save this and save that. Because they'll kill so much of it towards just a few of them left. And when it's a few of them left, then they want to set a hedge around them, you know, and now, you know, put them in Yellowstone National Park or something to populate, you know what I'm saying? To get the population back up, and let their population get up again, they'll do the same damn thing over, slaughter them up again. That's what type of animal this is. But here's the practice that we did when we read more into verse 6. Now go ahead.
It's like in verse 7.
No, verse, okay, yeah, we in verse 7. Okay, we finished our 6. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 7. But thou shalt in any wise let the dame go.
So let the mother bird go. And do what?
And take the young to thee.
Yes, take the little, you know, eggs to yourself. When they hatch or whatever, you take the little eggs, you know, take the little chicks and everything, and let the mother go. Because if she goes, what can she do? What?
She can make more.
Yes.
Right.
She can make more. And if someone else does that practice, you know, and takes the egg, then she can go on again and make more.
Right.
Now your chicken coops and everything is filled. And your nation, you know, and this bird is not in threat of going extinct. It's out there populating, doing what it's supposed to do. You know, and you raising birds, you know what I'm saying? Hell, you might grow some of them, might let some of them go free. Hell, who knows? To go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, and keep everything populated and something like that. Go ahead.
And take the young with thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days.
That it may be what?
That it may be well with thee.
Right, because of certain animals, clean birds that you're able to eat, if they go extinct, it might not be so well with you, and you might not prolong your days. You know how black people love chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We love us some birds. You know, chicken and the quails, you know what I'm saying? All of that good stuff, you know. You keep a practice, you know, like this in mind and everything. Now you greatly reduce your chances of a famine. You know, not saying that a famine can't happen, but this greatly reduces the chance of it because you're mindful of what?
You said mindful of what?
Yes, mindful of the law. You're mindful of the law. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
So like I pretty much said what you said.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, I asked the question what you said.
Yeah, I was just wondering the way that I asked it. I was wondering if it was kind of confusing. You know, that's why I threw it out there and everything. But mindful of the law. You know what I'm saying? Mindful of the law. And if you're mindful, this is one thing when it comes to keeping the law, because under the current situation that we're in right now here in America, there's a lot of these laws that we can't do. You know, But keeping it means meditating upon and we have a desire to do it. We think, man, when we get in the kingdom and everything, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do, we thinking about the law and everything, and we grieve the fact that we don't have a land where we can operate like that. You know what I'm saying? We under, the vow of the vicious beast right now, and we can't do them. But what we doing, we loving this stuff, and we studying it. You know what I'm saying? And we meditating up on it. We talking about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And can't wait till we can actually have the physical manifestation of what we talk about. That's also keeping the law. Let's give an example. Let's go into verse 8.
Verse 8. It's like Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 8. When thou buildest a new house.
When we build a new house. Right now, we're not having many houses built. Very few Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians can have a house built from the ground, and then live in it and all of that. If we do build a house, we build it for some damn body else. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof.
That thou shalt make what is a battlement for the roof? Anybody know?
Good.
Say, I believe in this case, it's talking about kind of like a railing.
Yeah.
Like a border, like
right.
A fence or.
Yeah. Up on the rooftop. You're right. Yeah. That's it. Because and then things should go, maybe 4 feet, 5 feet high, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause you up on the roof, got a little strong in you. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got some food going. Because see, in Jerusalem, we kicked it up on the roof.
Right.
We kicked it. That's where we kicked it at. Just like we kick it on the porch today. That's why they call us porch monkeys. Right. You know what I'm saying? We hang out on the porch, today because a roof today is shaped like that, and you can't chill up on them like that. But we hang up on the roof and everything. You know what I'm saying? And we party up on the roof. And as a matter of fact, when we was in New York, they still have houses like that in New York. Yeah. They have the square look. Yeah. I like one of them houses I've seen in Queens and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Remember that one we was walking through the neighborhoods and everything? And they had, I think they got some of the dopest, you know what I'm saying? The neighborhoods and everything, and the fences that they got. You know what I'm saying? They be having like gold, silver fences, and some of it mingled with gold and silver. I was like, man, this stuff is dope. I totally see why, General Hyman calls, Harlem Jerusalem. I think that's the style of houses that we have. And they have that square, look to them, brick houses with that square look. And then they have the roof where you can see how people would be up on the rooftops.
It's a lot of things.
Go ahead.
It was one Passover, me and his brother, we had got stuck in Brooklyn. And the brothers in New York had to come drive like almost 2 hours to come get us. Long story short, wrong address, right? Right. But even just walking through Brooklyn, you see what I'm saying? It's kind of dangerous, but shit, Lord with us. But even how the houses are was just amazing to me. I was like, damn, like, it's a whole different city.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm stuck in Brooklyn, and the people are just, they too wild. See what I'm saying? Right. It has a lot of flavor,
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Just like we was in the Bronx. It was the same thing. It was like the Jamaican section of the Bronx.
It was nice.
And the people were so cool and everything. It was a bright, sunny day, and then you seeing like the sun glistening off of these dope looking fences, stuff like that. And you walking through there, and the weather's all mild, and everybody was so cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that saw us would salute us. Brother. I'm there, sister, little brothers and white. I was like, damn, this is dope, dude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, you know what I'm saying, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this is some cool stuff. And what it was, my mind went into the kingdom of heaven, how it would be. You know what I'm saying? Every brother saluting each other, and you know what I'm saying? And everybody's all pleasant. Right. I'm like, man, this is dope. This is like a revelation or something. You know, like, man, this is some smooth stuff right here. Went into the place to get the oxtails and rice and everything. Everybody was all cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this is a glimpse right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I can totally understand why General Muhammad loved New York so much.
Yeah, kind of.
You know,
Yeah.
I never thought I would like any big city, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then I said, you know, I really started to love like, you know, New York, you know what I'm saying, Philly and Chicago, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause they have an element about it, you know what I'm saying, that is just so damn cool, you know. All right. Um, okay, let's keep going.
Come. That thou bring not, that thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence.
Right, because if you don't do that, now see, here's the thing. Now you don't have heathens that have a battlement up on the roofs of their house, but we are charged with doing this. That's optional for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With us, it wasn't optional. You mess around without that battlement up on your roof, next thing you know, some Levite brother come knocking on your door. Hey, you know, uh, what's up with that up there, boy? You know what I'm saying? Why ain't you got a battlement up there? You know, you're going to get checked behind that. You know what I'm saying? Some priest, you come up, you know what I'm saying? What's happening with that up there, man? You know, you got to have that. You know, I'm going to give you such amount of time. You know, you got to get that thing together. You know, because that's where people kicked it at. They kicked it up on the roof. Well, like I was saying, we living in places today that we can't put a battlement up on the roof because we don't own the property.
Right.
You know, therefore, to neutralize that, we can't let nobody hang up on the roof. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? They go down there on that porch or whatever, you know, and that'd be that. That's where we have to hang out. We want to go outside or set the chairs up in the yard or something. You know what I'm saying? It'd be something like that. We ain't going up on that roof though. And nobody fall off that damn roof. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a dude that got, you know, a nice amount of money, you got a pretty high, you know, roof, pretty big house, somebody fall off and they can die. You know, straight up. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds.
The tomatoes are supposed to go with the tomatoes.
Right.
The vineyard with the grapes is supposed to only be grapes in it. You know what I'm saying? Just like we ain't supposed to even have our cattle even together. The sheep and the goats should not be together.
Right. They always have to be separated.
Right. Because one thing, goats are known for being what? What are goats known for as far as their characteristics and their character and everything? Even though they're clean animals. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is what you alluded to, but like I heard stories like goats today and they still eating them.
Not too much to the goats are more rebellious.
Right.
They're more rebellious of the two. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to lead a herd of goats than it is a herd of sheep. You know, I remember somebody, you know, had some chickens and some goats, and the goat was constantly trying to climb the fence. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to kill them. Then why would we let our cattle dwell together? And if we don't let our cattle dwell together, why the hell we want to dwell with white people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why should we want to dwell with them? Let's keep going.
Okay. Lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled.
Right. You know, because if you sit there and take, you know, you take oranges and breed them together with such and such a, you know, what does it do? It takes a lot of nutritional value away from it. You know, you know how people be taking the seed of something and mixing it with a watermelon to produce bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know how people be doing that, taking the seed of a watermelon, a cantaloupe, or something like that, and mixing it with orange, so that they can get bigger oranges.
Right.
You know, But what does it do? It takes the nutritional value out of that because everything is supposed to be itself, you know. Now, what do they? I mean, think about it. Look at like tomatoes that you get inside the grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody ever had like a real tomato that was just freshly picked out of the garden or whatever?
Yeah, the garden. Yeah. I want to say as a kid.
Hey, do you ever notice the difference between that
Yeah.
and the ones that you get inside the store?
Yeah.
It's something else, ain't it?
Yeah.
The stuff inside, or did you pick out of the garden? The stuff inside the tomato is supposed to be blood red,
Huh.
and the flavor is just so much better.
It's strong.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's so much better than the flavor that you get inside the store because the potato the tomatoes inside the store is pink in comparison to the ones that you get from a garden.
That's a lot. That's the same thing that the brother Nagbar was saying yesterday, as far as the bananas.
Yes.
Because bananas have seeds.
Right.
Right. Or at least it's supposed to have seeds.
Right. Right.
Actually, that was something that we were talking about. Remember, as far as fruit.
Right.
You know, everything. I mean, every fruit is supposed to have a seed.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's supposed to have a seed.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't.
And then dumbass big at the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's not real.
You know, and go into the banana industry, and what did they do? They stopped them from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they cut them off from doing that. They said now you gotta buy your bananas.
Sure.
And that's true. That's what they did. You know, they did. The Jamaicans like that. You know, I mean, it's not a. You know, we don't use the word conspiracy, but we gotta think if these people are diabolical when it comes to setting up plans and stuff against us.
Mm-hmm.
They're diabolical with it because they hate us.
Right.
They want to destroy us. They want to poison the food. They want us to eat the worst food that it is out there. They strategically put us in places that, you know, that have smokestacks, chemical places and stuff like that. You go to the West End, Louisville, and you smell all of these different smells. You know what I'm saying? The sewers smell real bad. So you got to come in from the bottom and from the big smokestacks of chemical companies and all of that. Right. You know, when they got rid of, you know, Officer Makaba, the projects that he's from, when they got rid of when they knocked those projects down, the land was so polluted, up underneath was so polluted that they can't even build nothing else on it, and it's a wasteland right to this day.
Damn.
So think about it. Look how long people were living on that land. They knew about this stuff all along because a lot of them places were chemical dumps during the time of World War II. That's when the projects really first started coming into play, during that time. Because a lot of them started out as military barracks. And the military personnel would only stay on the place for, you know, 2-3 years maybe, and be transferred somewhere else, sometimes 6 months or something like that, and be transferred somewhere else, over in damn Germany or some damn where. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And that's what they would do, you know, with the them, what did they do? They took them and moved us right into those places. That's why a lot of projects got them big, huge water bugs. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's why they got them. These are damn Hercules of bugs. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Big old huge bugs with muscles. You know what I'm saying? They chemical, they attracted to the place because where the projects where I'm from used to be a swampland. And they use it as a chemical dump also. Projects and everything on top of the swamp. They used to call it Little Africa before the projects was built there. They call that right on top of that. That's why you have these big old huge gigantic water bugs and these crazy like wasps, and they real ninja fast. I ain't never seen a wasp like that since outside of there. But them damn things hit you and you can't even smack them. They not like something that land on you. Huh?
It's like you can't even hit them. Like,
no, you can't even hit them. They're that fast. They hit you, right? And what they do, they bite. They don't sting. They don't have a stinger, but they hit you. And when they bite, they gone before you can even, you know what I'm saying? You damn near even know you even hit. But what happens is that poison, they can inject that poison in you real quick, and it feels like somebody's taking, like I got stung twice. I got stung once in the head and once in the ear. My ear blew up like this. And that poison hurts so bad, it will bring you to your knees. I done been stung by a lot of stuff before because I was a bug dude. I like messing with bugs and wasps. I done been stung so many times, but I got hit by those things. Good night. And that stuff will bring you to your knees. I got hit in the head, and my head was, boop. I mean, like a cartoon. They made a cartoon out of my head. And that's the type of stuff, and this is the land that they put us on. This is the type of lands and stuff that they put us on. The pink oppressors, the devil that the Bible speaks.
That's right.
In I.S.U.P.K, we in every damn state, you know what I'm saying? And we and growing to tell the whole world of Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians this.
That's right.
And to separate from that pink oppressor.
Damn right.
Okay, let's see. Okay, sorry. And with that being said, we have the I.S.U.P.K coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, at the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Pay your tithes. Support the men that are out here fighting for you.
Right.
Share the content, you know, support this truth. And with that being said, we'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Amandabar.
Security now.
Yeah.
I.S.U.P.K.
Maju.
Yeah.
Maju.
Maju.
Knock it down. Rise and face the east.
Said announcements first. Then
Okay.
announcements first.
Be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or a teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. It's like we got Hanukkah coming up, right? And the Feast of Dedication.
Right. December 9th.
On December 9th. You can also check I.S.U.P.K website for all High Holy Day confirmation dates. And which ones?
Yeah, it's like, I forgot the part, you want to be a trooper. That's the security.
Count. Count select. And if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find this in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Abanawi. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Samka. Yahweh. Malakutka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazak. Waka. Hayah. Bashamayim. Natan. Lanawa. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalakinaw. Kabawakinaw. Kasalakinaw. Wala'a. Banasayo. Wahatapa Arath La
Wahatapa.
Wahatapa.
Slaki.
Wahatapa. Yes, Wahatapa.
Wahata Para.
Say it one time.
Wahata Para.
Wahatapa.
La'ai walam yam. Aman.
The English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed
be thy name.
be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come.
thy will be done,
On
on earth
earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this
our
day
daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts,
Forgive us our debts.
as we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into
but
temptation,
deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory.
of
Forever.
so be it.
So be it.
Bless Israel.
Go. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Hashem Yahushua,
Barak Lanahu,
Rakuna,
Waya Sha'ala,
Aisha,
Wahabayat,
Abaya,
Saparni,
Pardon,
Barak,
Rak,
Rapa,
Pa,
Magan,
Gun,
Hagan.
Gun.
And then,
Say the name of love ones once. You want to read that?
all of Israel.
No, so I want to read that part.
We're going to read that part and then come back to it. It's like,
Yeah.
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
No. It's like say the name. Where is
Now
that
we're going to
verse?
English?
Yes. Read what's in the verse.
Okay, that's just like. Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats name once.
Now, of course, everybody that's on Facebook and YouTube, you can type in a name and we will repeat it. All right? For people in the room, y'all just start.
Yahshua.
Yahshua.
In the Israelite school, UPK.
And the Israelite school, UPK.
I believe.
Believe.
The what?
Talallah.
Allah,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Satar.
Star,
Kanagabar.
Nagabar,
Kardun.
Cardone,
Beatrice.
Beatrice,
Nakai.
Akai.
Kawana.
Kawana,
Azara.
Zara.
Yapar.
Apar,
Makai.
Wakai.
Yawaash.
Yawai.
Zakaya Allah.
Kaya.
Koma'o.
Komo.
Ramat.
Raman,
Kabatabat.
Basba,
Kabatabar.
Badabar,
All of Israel.
all of Israel.
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Hashem Yahushua,
Wadaman.
Waraman. In the English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
bless us
bless us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school.
and the school.
Bless,
Bless,
heal,
heal,
shield,
shield,
protect,
protect,
loved ones.
love ones.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushua,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
That's right. No, that's what you mean, right?
Right.
All right. That's all that.
Go. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of
bless
Yahushua,
to us now,
this is now,
right now.
right now,
Say evils and curses,
and evils and curses,
punishment, destruction,
punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers in the school.
the Israelite brothers in the school,
Say evils and curses,
send evils and curses,
and punishment, destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake
the
loose
treasures
the treasures
of the rich of
of
Israel,
the rich in Israel
and refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school,
Force their riches,
force their riches
enter to thy sanctuary.
into thy sanctuary,
Send evils and curses,
send evils and curses,
and punishment, and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites
to the
and
Edomites
the nations,
and the
and
nations,
their drug dealers,
and the drug dealers,
court systems, prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek, synagogues, and armies, Roman Catholic Church, Pope, Islam, Christianity, Catholicism, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, classical metastasis, gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Reed, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, cable access channel, and the radio channel, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Cause to be known by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. And maybe I was shy. Thank you always. So be it. Sorry. Men of Israel, Mada Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat, Yazbatah, courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Mada Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat. Yazbatah, class dismissed.